What's poppin', y'all? DDG reunited with his friend turned enemy, turned back friend, it seems, and the person that he brought into the industry of streaming, Wendy Ortiz. And it wasn't long before she said something wild.
What? No, go say it.
Like, start, like, streaming. I feel like it was not a... Well, you started before, but, like, I feel like us streaming, like, made Twitch, like, such, like, a mainstream thing. Like, I would never see, streamers on TikTok, like any clips or nothing until after us. Oh my god, am I gonna get canceled? Oh my god.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna get
No, you're
canceled.
not. You gotta stand on it.
No, but I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe, like, I feel like Twitch wasn't a big thing before.
I definitely.
And then also Streamer University happened, like, a bit after we started streaming together.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that plus us streaming, like, made this.
Nah, it definitely,
such a big
like,
thing.
we definitely brought, like, a completely different fan base.
That's what I meant.
A completely different fan base over to Twitch, for sure. Where you did for sure with TikTok.
Now, first off, just to pick this apart, we got to look through the facts. The facts are that Wendy Ortiz started streaming in January of 2025. At that point, she didn't have many followers outside of, well, she had a lot of followers on TikTok, but she has quickly grown in just a year into the number 154 ranked streamer overall on Twitch. And for English channels, she is number 81 ranked. She's got over 1 million followers. She averages over 10,000 viewers, between 10 and 11,000. So she's up there, and I have to, you give them an inch, you take a mile. I have to take some fault, some responsibility. You guys can cast some stones at me that maybe I contributed to her feeling like she did so much, because I said that she was one of the most interesting new people that were brought over to Twitch, and I thought she was very valuable for the platform because she brought a lot of women onto the platform. She had a mainly female audience. She has a child. She had her own sister. And when you look at her audience, which were touted as being very, very toxic, especially towards other communities, you saw a bunch of new people to Twitch. And that's not something that was the case for a very long time. Like prior to 2023, I would say, the majority of people that came onto Twitch or blew up on Twitch, they accumulated viewers that were native to Twitch. They didn't really bring people over from other platforms or bring new people into Twitch. Usually a game did that. So Fortnite, for instance, that brought a lot of people into the game. And then through the game, they found the streamers and they found Twitch. So a lot of the legwork was being done by the game. In Wendy Ortiz's case, she brought in a lot of women. Women, generally, they're not really watching Twitch like that. They watch YouTube, even less so, I would say, than TikTok, of course. That's like the drug of choice. That and IG Reels. But I gave her a lot of credit for that. But mainstream, and especially when she talks about, like we did our thing, and then the Streamer University happened like right after that. It's so funny, as if like she was a domino that got knocked over and Streamer University started because of her or had anything to do with her. You know how much time and planning it took to organize Streamer University? That's like at least a 3-month planning and doing meetings, and that's being optimistic. It's more likely 4+, anywhere from 4 to 6 months that Kai Cenat was planning something like that. You guys remember his Total Drama Island idea? That was a dope idea too, but I think he's just done with y'all. He gave y'all too much. And on top of that, she got a lot of aid from Streamer University. That's really when she blew up, because Streamer University was in in May. And she had her biggest spike in May, June. She was at her peak, even more so than she is right now. That was everybody's peak though. However, since then, Wendy Ortiz, and since she separated from DDG and a lot of collaborating with a lot of other people, she built her own community and world within Twitch that I don't think gets enough credit. So there's like for example, she streams with her sister. There are like 2 or 3 other girls that did streams with Neon. I'm not really too involved in seeing what they've got on there, but Johnny, who was DDG's cameraman, he was also another guy that blew up, and he streams with Wendy Ortiz. Nina Lynn, she kind of streams with them. Like, they did a whole trip together. But the recent Mexico trip that Neon did, she was a part of that, and that whole crew was a part of that. So they kind of brought, like, Latino Mexican in particular, because I think the majority of them are Mexican, culture onto Twitch and this new viewer base that didn't exist before. And I think this is something that Stable Ronaldo, who is one of the biggest streamers, period, right now, was trying to echo in his clip.
I genuinely believe, like, I feel like Twitch wasn't a big thing before.
I definitely.
And then also Streamer University happened, like, a bit after we started streaming together. Mm-hmm. So, like, that plus us streaming, like, made...
Honestly, bro, I don't disagree that much. I feel like this goes for anyone, though, in a way. Anyone who comes to the platform and streams, they bring audiences over. So honestly, I could see she made a point. I think that's what she was trying to say, is that when you go on a platform and you stream, you bring more people on. It's like...
I think he's giving too much grace, because she said that they helped make it mainstream. Yes, somebody bringing people from another platform is growing Twitch. Did Wendy Ortiz contribute to growing Twitch and the communities within Twitch? Yes, absolutely. I said that, and people were like casting stones at me, saying like, yo, you're tripping, man. Nobody watches her. Once she separates from DDG, it's a wrap for her. And that was not the case. She's clearly still here a year later, and she's consistent, and she actually works hard. So I think Stable Ronaldo was just cutting her too much slack. But Your Rage decided to take the argument and kick her to the curb and say, no, we're not doing that. And Your Rage is somebody that's been on Twitch for quite a while.
That's what really, like, if we're talking mainstream or regular motherfuckers around the, you feel me? It was Ninja. Then there's players in that kept it afloat, that kept it, you feel me? And another surge, Aiden. There was a big surge with celebrities coming on stream, with the point where you're hearing shit getting talked about on radio, on like the Breakfast Club, and shit's being talked about. Kyler took that motherfucker and ran with it. Everybody on the planet know what a Twitch is now. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. Even though Speed not even on Twitch, the fact his magnitude of how big he is on YouTube, and it inherently put like live streaming in general, like Mo, you feel me? So he don't even gotta be on Twitch, and he even put Twitch, you dig what I'm saying? It was just that bubble from TikTok, and like, that's it. So since that was in your algorithm, then you started seeing Twitch streamers, gang. I promise you, I'm not even trying to talk shit. I don't think it did really anything to, like, I'm not even trying to talk shit. Like, I'm just, yes, you bought like some TikTok heads, TikTok over to the, but for like the longevity of Twitch, no, like outside of them people on TikTok, they not talking about the Wendy Ortiz DDG collab as like a pinnacle point of like Twitch. And I'm not trying to talk, I'm just being facts. I have no problem with, I ain't never had a beef with Wendy in my life, but that's just a fact, gang. Like,
and also, Clicks is a Fortnite streamer who gave his opinion.
All you guys are wrong. Y'all saying Aiden, a bunch of bullshit. The person who put Twitch on was Ninja. You have to understand, what Ninja and I did at Prime Fortnite, it fully changed the game forever. No, I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, I low-key put Twitch on too.
So, first off rip, Clicks is a nice guy. Clicks is a very cool guy, and he's a very consistent guy. But the flossing guy, the guy that did the dance, who, yeah, he completely fell off now, that guy brought Twitch to the mainstream, or Fortnite to the mainstream, more than Clicks did. Like, Clicks was huge in Fortnite because he was young and he was a really skilled player, but Ninja was mainstream. Myth did more than Clicks. And that's just Tfue, right? Like Myth, Tfue, Daquan, and Ninja, of course, above all of them. But those guys did more to bring Twitch to the mainstream than Clicks. No disrespect to Clicks. Fortnite, carrying Fortnite, yeah, that guy definitely did that for many years, especially after Fortnite left its prime. And by prime, I mean prime viewership. But with Your Rage talking about it, yes, he's talking about mainstream moments when people who had no idea about Twitch or even gaming were like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's the collaboration with celebrities. So you've got Ninjas and Aiden Ross, of course. Those are without a doubt. And Kai Cenat took it to a whole nother level, bringing in another layer of rappers and athletes. But Kai Cenat was Kai Cenat wasn't looked at as some white kid like Aiden Ross was. And Aiden Ross also, or Kai Cenat, didn't put people off with kind of like the gay tendencies that Aiden Ross was joking with when he first came into the game. And he brought corporate sponsors in like no other. Like, look, Kai Cenat's Mafiathon 3 was the peak of that. You've got corporations gifting tens of thousands of subs. Like, that's legendary work. You've got Nike segments. You've got PC giving away a PC every single day. Like, that's the peak of how far you could take this. And IShowSpeed, certainly, when he started traveling the world, that's for sure. Even though he did more for streaming than Twitch as a whole, even though he recently came on Twitch and he did that for his USA tour. Queso, no. Absolutely not. Like the majority of people, Queso is a perfect example of like a Jinxie, right? Like, would you say a Jinxie made Twitch mainstream at all? No. He kind of exists within the gaming community, and he's one of the biggest in it, of course. Like, this guy's got the ability to revive dead games, for lack of a better word. Queso is kind of like that. It's almost like, for example, like a Moon, right? This guy is a big streamer, like averages anywhere from 10 to 15,000 viewers, playing any game under the sun. Very entertaining guy as a whole too, but nobody knows him. You're probably like, who the hell is that? Even if you know streamers. Queso is kind of like that. Like, he's got a really big, strong community, but it is in the niche of streaming. I would say, and people are going to grill me for this, Neon did a lot as well. And people are going to hate because Neon, and I believe this is my opinion though, that Neon is probably the most egregious view botter we've ever seen, ever in history. Like, I'm like, yo, Neon's got 28,000 viewers right now. I click on it. There's, within 15 seconds, there's 10 chats sent. Yes, that is correct. Within 15 seconds, 10 messages are sent in the chat. And 3 of the messages are by the same person. So it's like 6 unique chatters in 15 seconds for 25,000 viewers is unreal and unbelievable. But it's really short form content and platforms that allowed for Twitch to be brought to the mainstream. That's what really upped the ante. Like, you had TikTok, you had YouTube Shorts, you had IG, and then people are plugging their Twitch on there. So people are constantly seeing the Twitch logo. They're wondering, where did this stuff come from? And who spends more on clipping than Neon? Like, this guy spends disgusting levels of money. He's done a ton of different collaborations, celebrity collaborations, like him constantly working with Iggy Azalea, him working with all of these other people, from content creators to celebrities to rappers to athletes. Like, he's done, I would say he has some of the most impressive collaborations for somebody that doesn't have that strong of a fan base. And he's even said that the reason why he's able to get a lot of these collaborations is because of how much money he spends on clipping. And Stable Ronaldo, somebody that's not too fond of Neon's botting, has called him out on that and said he ruined the meta of Twitch because this guy just spends so much money on clippers, and it kind of harms the organic growth of other streamers, or that's at least his belief. So I do believe Neon deserves some credit there, whether you like him or not, especially when it comes to Twitch. But yeah, Wendy Ortiz, no. If you didn't have any mainstream moments, like Breakfast Club, right? Breakfast Club is mainstream. They had Neon on there. Neon got signed to some sort of record label deal partnership. That's mainstream stuff. And Agent would react to this as well.
Vulnerabilities. My eyes are on the road. I look at the road. You don't look at the road. You're a repeat offender, actually.
You know, Sino,
I'm a good noodle. I've never had a ticket.
I really feel like me and you helped make Twitch mainstream. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna farm that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go. And now, guess what, buddy? And now, guess what? You got the Twitter thread to do, pal. You got the.
I think his reaction with humor is a really good example of breaking apart Wendy Ortiz's argument, which is, Agent has kind of his own, like there's AMP, right? But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like there's Agent, there's Cinna, there is Emily, not Emily CC, the Asian Emily. There's Emily, there's Your Rage. Like there's kind of like this crew that they stream a lot together. They have a lot of internal drama, isn't the right word, but there's a lot of internal tension between them, whether it's like close friends or are they not close friends, kind of things like that between Rage and Cinna and amongst the others. That crew is the same thing that Wendy Ortiz has. So when she's saying she made them mainstream, then they got the same right to say something like that because they've got their own crew that gets their own viewers as well. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I feel like for her to have contributed to bringing Twitch more mainstream, there had to be mainstream outlets that were covering her, interviewing her, and talking to her about streaming. Not anything else that she had going on. And we have not seen that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.